Hi again, this is Professor Innes, and this module, your present module, is now what is real and what is imaginary. We're going to go into this in a minute and make a distinction between what I think they're getting at in South Park, the distinction between rational thought and imaginary thought, and if the two can be combined. Because in philosophy, we tend to have the idea that we're reasonable, rational thinkers. We don't allow imagination to get in the way. Descartes made that quite clear, that imagination can be useful, but at the end of the day, it is the reasonable, rational mind which guides all ideas to their inevitable conclusion. So with that one, we're going to have that investigation. But before we do that, and before I forget, possibly, it has been mentioned a few times that, well, ask what sort of information is going to be put into, for example, the critical response essay. Keep in mind that you've done a lot of work before this stage, and this course is designed as all good courses should be designed, that all the work you've done hitherto can be used in the major piece of work. Therefore, everything from a journal to a discussion to a blog is something you've done, and that information can be used in the critical response. It's in preparation. So that's how these courses are supposed to be set up. Now, if they're not, then something's up with the course. You wonder why you did all this work. If somehow now the crucial piece of work has got nothing to do with what the work you did beforehand. So you might think, what was the point of that? Now here, you've got lots of points to this, all this information, all this work you've done hitherto, because it nicely feeds into your major piece of work. In this case, it's the critical response essay. So keep that in mind, and if I've got it right here with this critical response, I don't want to say what it is before I get to it. With this one, I can't see it. Let's have a look. No, I haven't got the title to it. Let's have a look. I'll go back to the other time. Critical response essay preparation. There we go. Right, this is on the Socratic method. Now, you've done a lot on the Socratic method. So your critical response essay can use the information you put forward before. Now, this doesn't mean to say you're going to paste it in there word for word. You're going to use that information, use those ideas you've had hitherto in your other work to construct that major piece of work. So, in effect, you have all the work ready, and this critical response is a synthesis of those ideas. It's a creation. Again, this is philosophy, but still we allow for creation. You've got to create these essays, and that's your job here. So keep that in mind here, that all the course activities lead towards the major assignments. Okay, right, in preparation. Okay, so ask questions about that, please, if you have any, because like I said, this course is designed so all assignments lead into the major assignments. All the exercises are there for a purpose. And if you find out that there's an exercise out there which has no purpose, let me know, because it shouldn't be there. Alright, so let me know if you've got any questions. So I'll leave it at that for now. Alright, and now we'll go on to the module itself, which is what is real and what is imaginary. So with this, we have a distinction between imagination and reasonable and rational thought. I get the impression with South Park that reasonable and rational people often look the most foolish. Let me know if that's the case in these episodes of Imagination Land 1, 2, and 3. You're going to watch all 3 of those, and you're going to go and view this quest taken at hand by the 4 boys. And here we've got this understanding. Yes, there is rational thought and contemplation, but like we've already said here, it seems like the rational and reasonable people are those who are making the most, committing the most atrocities. They're the ones who are really messing up the world. By the world, I mean the earth on which we live. So, would imagination be a helpful thing here to join people together, because we normally think that through reason and rational thought we can cut across these borders, but it seems like we've got an idea that imagination could be used nicely to help us to solve social, political, and economic problems. So that's the basic idea. That's the thread of it. So if you've got that understanding, then you're set for this particular investigation here, and it is useful to take away with you. I mean, it is the case you're at this university. Now, if you're doing philosophy, often you're going to have a teacher who just talks about rational and reasonable thought. Is that the case? They're just thinking in a reasonable and a rational way. Is there any imagination to their ideas? Yes, there is. The fact they're saying the fact they're saying that they're not doesn't mean to say they're not. They might think they're not using any imagination, but in fact, they are. They have to. They have to use their imagination to create dialogues, and that imagination is based upon time and place. So imagination is there. So in your academic world, yeah, it definitely is there. And when you leave this university and go and do that which you wish to do as a career or whatever, imagination will be used as well. And in fact, in business, people want imagination. Even in computer software, you've got the machines these days to do all the configuration of that. What we need now is the imagination to do something with all this data or all this computer technology. Imagination there is therefore very, very useful, even though maybe people don't use the word here. But it's definitely something we use, and business wants it, computer technology wants it, even politics, that they need it there as well. So imagination is something definitely useful, and it is something we're dealing here within this course. Right, so I think that will do as far as that. So enjoy those 3 cartoons and the work there afterwards. And again, with all these cartoons, they have a purpose. They're not frivolous, or the ones we've got here are not frivolous. They have a point, and they're going about an investigation. So look at that investigation of that imagination, reasonable, rational thought. See if there's a distinction between the two, or if they can be brought together in some way. Okay, so I'll leave that to you. So let me know if you've got any questions. Let me know if something is wrong with the course. Anything needs to be changed. Anything's missing, I don't know. Anything, let me know. And I'll speak to you online, particularly in the journal. Okay, so speak to you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye.